Hello everyone and welcome back to our Christmas card class. We are on project 3 and we're doing card number 2. So if you're crafting along, that's what you're going to need. In your kit you'll have the measurements of your card that is already pre-cut for you, plus the supplies that I'm using. You can use what you have in your home, and then you also have how to put it together on the next page. Why have I got it done in big writing? Because when I'm sitting here and I'm talking to everyone, it's easier for me to glance down at big writing than what it is in tiny little writing. So grab out your project 3 number 2 card and your kit, and I will share with you what we're going to do. So we're going to be painting with Winker Stella. I don't know if you can see the glitter on our flowers there. Pastel is very much in for Christmas this year. Not sure if I'm a pastel Christmas, but you know, who knows? It could be. Okay, so our card, I'm just going to sit here for a minute. So what have we got in our little kit here? Let me see. We have, I'm just putting all these cellophane bags over here. Okay, we've got an envelope. And then you have a piece that is, it should be at 5.5 by 6.5 centimeters. 10.5 by 6.5 centimeters, which is this piece here. It's the very first piece on top if it's in order. So make sure you got the right piece. This is 10.5 centimeters by 6.5. So it's always handy to have a little ruler if you haven't got your grid mat or some grid paper. Sorry everyone, I've got a little bit of fun happening here in my throat. Okay, so we're going to get this piece out and we're going to start. Now, for those of you who have got your kits, you know, it's good to, if you can't craft along, that's fine. It's good to go back, watch, rewind, rewatch. Sometimes it's easier to just watch and then go back and replay, and then you can stop it and pause it and do the little things that you need to do to make your card. Hi Caroline Matthews and Barb and Susan and Tanya and anyone else that's come on. Hello. So we're doing, as I was saying, we're doing project 3 card number 2. Okay. You need to pull out of your kit, which should be pretty well on top. I think you'll have an envelope and then this small piece, which is 10.5 by 6.5. Okay, so we're going to come down to my workbench now and we'll work from here. Sorry about the hand for a minute. And just pop that up a bit. Okay, so if you're working with the same stamp set as me, this will die cut out eventually, but I'll show you that. I've got the stamp. We're going to use this stamp here. So I've got that out already. And we're going to do it in the memento. So ink him up. I love this idea and this tip that someone gave me, Jenny, Miss Jenny. Good tip, Jen. So we're going to do this into the center because we're going to die cut around this. Now this technique you might not be able to do on your own card, but that's fine. You can always just color it in. You don't have to do a shadow effect to it, but that's what the idea is today, is to get that shadow effect happening. So, but that's all right. You need your Wink of Stella pen, and we've got our little happy helper here. And I'm using my little blocks. Okay, so you can use little blocks, you can use whatever you have that you put into ink. I don't like putting my Wink of Stella into the lid of my ink because then it gets all mixed up into the inks. So we're going to start off with doing our flowers, and we're going to open up our ink and we're going to grab the ink off there. Use your Wink of Stella pen and we're going to pick up the ink off the block like this, and we're going to do our flowers. Now, your Wink of Stella pen works really good if it's full and new. And if it's starting to empty, just be careful you don't get any blobs, okay, because that can happen towards the end, just coming out if you're squeezing it a little bit too hard. When you get your Wink of Stella pen, it'll have a little black thing here that you'll have to remove this top like this, remove the black thing out, and then screw it back in. And then on the side here it says press. You press, make sure that you do it over some tissue or paper towel in case it blots down, because it can do that, okay? So we're coming in and we're colouring in our flower with the pink. And you can use whatever colour. You can do red, you can do green, you can do whatever you want to do. Just remember not to put your hands over where you've already worked, because you don't really want to smudge. It does dry pretty quick, but sometimes it just is a little bit wet, so make sure that you give it time to dry. You can make them as dark or as light as you want, depending on how much ink you put onto your Wink of Stella pen, okay? That's a choice thing, and you can always come back and do a second coat if you want to. Okay, so that's a good thing too. Okay, so we're coming down, doing a bit of colouring. I love painting with the Wink of Stella because, one, it gives you your glitter straight away, that shine, that glimmer, and so good for birthday cards, Christmas cards, any sort of card, get well card. So, especially if you love bling. Who doesn't love bling? The only time I don't like bling is when it's on the floor and I've got to try to pick it all up. Okay, so we've got our flowers. Now, you need a little scrap piece of paper or something next to you to just run your pen backwards and forwards on like that to get the colour off, okay? I'm going to put this one aside for a minute, and I've got another block here. So now I'm going to go Old Olive for the leaves. Excuse me if I sound sniffy in that, but I have got really bad sinus. And the last thing you want to do is snort on during the video. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to do our leaves. Now, the green is a lot darker than the red, so if you're not too sure, you can always come and try it on a scrap piece of paper first. But if I'm doing leaves, I like to start from the bottom first, because then that way if it's dark, it's darker at the bottom and lightens off through to the top. Okay, that's my choice. Everyone's a little bit different, so whatever you love, you do. Okay, so we're going to colour these leaves in. Who's enjoyed today? Tell me, did you take a selfie with your door prize or prize patrol, whichever way we want to call it? If we're a demonstrator, we call it prize patrol. If we're a customer, we normally call it a door prize. So whichever way you did you get one in your kit? And if so, they are randomly throughout, so some people might all get one, some might get one. So I've just figured it was easier to include them all in your kits. What a great idea. You got your surprise when you open up your package. Okay, so once again, to get the green off, backwards and forwards on a scrap piece of paper. Okay, now we're going to do the pine needles. Now, you can do them green as well if you want to, or you can do them in a yellow or an orange or whatever colour you want. I'm going to do mine, I like greenery, so I'm going to do mine in a bit of the green. And I'm just going to come up and just sort of give it a little bit of colour throughout there. Okay, it's a choice thing, so whatever, you might want a brown like wheat type thing, that's fine too. And then when you're doing your stems down here, just come to the side of your stems down there, and don't forget that one there. Clean your brush off again. Okay, so you can sort of see you don't need to do the whole, you only need to do a tiny little bit of ink. So this time we'll just do a tiny little bit of red, because we're only going to do that tiny little bow, and that's not going to take up much. So a little bit of real red or cherry cobbler or whatever colour bow you want, and you'll see that's all you really need. Okay, so you don't need to do that, you just need to do that. Okay, so we're going to pick up a bit of red, and we're going to come down and do this bow. Depending if you want it really light or dark, to how much you will fill up your pen. Okay, doesn't really matter. Just making sure my fingers aren't on any of my flowers, which they're not. Do a little knot in there. Now, if you want to highlight, you can always come back and highlight. Let it dry a little bit. Okay, and then come back and highlight. Okay, so if you want to highlight the line areas, you might want to come in and just highlight this area up, or this area up. You might want to darken it a little bit, or even this. And in here, you might want to do that. And you definitely might want to do this bit in here. Okay, so it just depends on what you want to do. Then once again, just clean your pen backwards and forwards. Okay, now what I normally do is I just rub my ink off onto my scrap paper, and then I wash my blocks in warm soapy water. Okay, but I like to get most of the ink off them, or the glitter off them straight away. Okay, and okay, so they're off my blocks, and I can wash my blocks later. So that's our first little colouring part of our card. Get rid of that, because we don't want anything to land on that. This is going to be matted on our old olive, but before we do that, we're going to do some die cutting. Okay, so let me get my cutting out. There's shapes. We don't want the shapes. We want the traditional label dies. No, we want this one. I've got dies everywhere here. Christmas greetings dies is what we want. Okay, now if you haven't got Christmas greeting dies, like I said, don't worry about it if you're using something else. If it's got a die that goes with it, you can definitely do this shadow effect. If it hasn't, it's something you can do on another card later on. Okay, so let's bring our die cutting machine up again. Okay. So we push it through. So we've got our base. We've got our second, number 2, number 3, our cardstock, and then our die that goes around the cardstock. Now remember I said before, if you're frightened that that's going to move on you, you can use a Post-it note over the top of it. Okay, so where's my Post-it note? The other thing you can use is washi tape. Now let me tell you something about washi tape. This is a great little tip. If you're going to use washi tape to hold it down, which is good to use if you've got some left over, make sure that you put it on your hand and take some of the stick off first, because you don't want it to rip your card. Okay, so take some of the stick off first, and then you're pretty right to go. So I wanted to explain that about the washi tape, because a lot of people say they put washi tape on. I've had a lot of people ring me and say, I put washi tape on and it just ripped my card. You do need to take some of the stick off. Sometimes the washi tape's an old washi tape, so it will not have a lot of stick on it. So yeah, just be mindful which washi tape you use. Okay, so we've got that on there. I don't think I lined that up pretty well, but anyhow, that's pretty good. When you're taking it off, make sure that you do be careful with the washi tape. Okay, because you don't want to throw this piece away, because we want this piece. Okay, so I'm just going to put this out of the way. So you want your negative and your positive. So you want your negative piece, this bit, and you want this bit, and you want your green backing. Okay, I'll just put this back into my dies so I don't lose it on my table. Okay, so with this one we're going to stick our white piece down, our negative down first. So this is going to go down first. So we want our multi-purpose glue. Make sure you have got it the right way around, because it's quite easy to put it the wrong way, and then when you go to do this, it's around the wrong way and you think, oh no. So make sure that you have got it the right way that the image has come out of. Then pick it up, turn it over and glue the back. That is a good gold nugget, because there's nothing worse than having it around the wrong way. I'm telling you now, I haven't done it, but I have seen people do it and it's not funny. Okay, we're going to bring this down onto our green old olive with a little border all the way around it. This is magic. I used to do this one a lot because I love the shadow. Ooh, shadow effect. That's how slippery this glue gets. I just moved that. So our green piece is 11 by 7. Now this piece here we're going to raise up with dimensions. So grab your dimensions, and we want to pop these on the back. Now you do want to give it a good coverage on here, because we want it to sit up and we want it to sit to the side so it looks like a shadow behind it. Okay, who's done this technique? Tell me in the comments, has anyone done shadowing? Shadowing is really great. So now you're going to put this back over, but you're going to shadow it. So you're going to bring it more to the left and have a little bit of the right coming out so that you can sort of see the green around here. So, and here. So it's like a little shadow coming out from behind the image. Can you see that? Shadowing is really good fun. Okay, now also next we have a piece of white cardstock, which this piece is, let me measure it, 13.5 by 9.5. And we're going to use the Reef embossing folder because we're not going to see this middle bit here. We're just going to use this for the outer edge, which is really lovely. So let me grab all the piece, what we need. Sorry, I must have been making another card through here because I've got another card all placed in there ready to go. Move that one out. Our plates need to change for this. We need our grey plate, which is plate number 4. See how they got numbers on them? So we need our plate number 4. Let's bring this up. We need to remove our 2 plate number 2s, 2 plate number 3s. We don't need any 3 or 2. We just need our base, which is this one. Then we need our embossing folder. Now the word Stampin' Up here on the embossing folder, that's the bit that you want when you're facing, okay? So you need to place this in to your embossing folder and then close it. Make sure it's sort of centered, the gap in the middle is in the middle, and you've got embossing around both sides of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna, so you can sort of see now you've got embossing around here, but not in this bit here. Okay, so now we've got our plate number 1. Our embossing folder goes in with the fold. So we're going to put the fold first. Then we're going to put that plate number 4 over the top. Okay, and then you're going to wind that through. Okay, so that's not too hard. We'll move our plates out of the way. And our embossing machine out of the way. Okay, so when you open this now, you will see we have got embossing all around the card. All around here. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can. But nothing in the middle here. But that's okay because we're going to be covering that up. So you also have a gold little strip. Okay, and the gold little strip is measured at 9 by 3. So this is going to go in across here. It's not going to go exactly to each end. It's just going to go a little bit of a gap on either side, and that's going to go through the center. Okay, so let's do that. So place that onto roughly the center of your card. Then this piece here we are going to use dimensions on. Okay, so we want to get our dimensions and place them on because we want this bit raised up. Now look, some people like to put a lot of dimensions on. Some people don't put very many dimensions on. I get asked all the time, what should you use? It's entirely up to you. I like to put like 5 and then make it like a 5. That gives a pretty good padding. Okay, so peel all the backs off. Put them in your bin. Make sure you got it up the right way. And then place this over the front. And you'll see that you've got all the embossing around the outside edge, which is really beautiful. A little bit of gold behind it, that helps. Okay, and then this goes onto our card. Our card base is my normal card base, which is 21 centimetres long, so you score it at 10.5 by 14.5. Now, I often get asked, why don't I cut it in half? Sometimes your corners are just really curled up on your paper. You might have had something less leaning on it or something like that. This gives you the option to turn your paper around and cut it from whichever side is nice and neat. And it stops it from, and just gives you that little bit of opportunity to cut that little piece off. Okay, and that's the reason I do it, because I had some cardstock when I first started, long time ago, had something sitting on it and every corner was bent and it really frustrated me. So this is going to get glued onto our white. Now, if you wanted to put a green behind that, you could put a green behind that if you wanted to. That is your choice. I want to keep it soft. And then you're going to use your glue, multi-purpose liquid glue. When you've got an embossed piece, make sure that you sort of put a little bit, be generous with it a little bit, but not close to the edge, because you don't want it to squirt out on you. And then on the inside, you should have a green and a white that you can mat together or layer together, whichever way you like to say it, and then add that in. If you want to decorate this before, I would decorate it before you stick it in, because if you make a mistake, you can always flip your white card over or put another piece in. Once it's stuck in there, very hard to get out and redo it. And not very nice when you make a beautiful card and then all of a sudden you stamp and you've got the image inside not the way you want it. Okay, come back over this way a little bit. And the good thing about this glue is you can push your card around and move it around to where you want it, which I really love. It's a little bit more forgiving than the tapes. The tapes, once they're down, they're down. Okay, add this on here to the center of your card. And then we have a little piece of green, and I'm using This Is the Season. So I'm going to grab that out, and it's in the traditional label stamp set. And I'm going to grab that one out. This is the season. It's a nice long stamp. When you want to line your big ones up, line them up against your grid paper upside down. Grab your block. Just grab my long block here. And then you can line the edge of your block to the edge of your grid paper or your glass mat. And you know that you've got it on nice and straight. Okay, before I stamp that down, I'm just going to clean my flowers before I put anything on top of them because it's quite easy to do. I'll just sit that over there for a minute. I'm going to use the Real Red. You can use whatever colour you wish when you're doing this, but I'm going to use the Real Red. I'm just going to put that onto my card, line my card up to my grid paper, and then you can sort of see through, you know where the middle is, and you can stamp down. Hold it for a few minutes, and then it's nicely stamped out for you. Now you can do a little tag at the end by using your paper snips. Just find the middle. If you have to measure it, you can, but you can eyeball it as well. Find the middle, and then from the corner, cut up to where you cut. And the same on this side. Corner up to where you cut. And then you can do the same on this side, or you can keep it straight. That's entirely up to you as well. Okay. Depends what you want and what your card looks like with what images that you are using. Okay, so we've got that off there. I like to use some dimensions behind here, but I'm just going to use the dimensions, and I'm going to have it going across here. So I just want a dimension there and there. Okay, I don't want to put dimensions anywhere else because this is already raised up. So once again, because this is already raised up, I don't want to put one here because then the ones on the side won't reach. So I want to put one here. Stuck to my finger. Oh. And one here. Okay, so I only need two on here because this bit here will lean on this bit here, and it doesn't need any dimensions on that section at all. So then you can bring this in. This is the season, and put that right across there, and you've got your card all made. Okay. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you on. Okay, so this is our card number 3 for today. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you go through all the shops at the moment, you'll see so many pastels in Christmas decorations, and Stampin' Up always seem to know what's going to happen way ahead and designs our papers to match, or the colours to match. So thank you for the love hearts, the thumbs up. If you want to join my next card class, not this Christmas one, this one runs through November, okay? So the next one will be running through January. If you'd like to join that, it's the same principle. You get 12 cards, a bonus project, and you will get still a discounted price for $45 plus postage, or you can have it picked up from my place. Please put your name down or send me a message that you'd like to join, because I'll be getting that ready during December, so we can get it out and ready for the new year. Yeah, for January. Who else thinks, okay, it's nearly the end of the year again, and honestly, I don't know where this year's gone. I just remember this time last year I wasn't feeling very well. Christmas Day I had a heart attack, and this year's just gone. Don't ask me. It's been doctor's appointments, specialist appointments, and it's gone. But I did get to go on the beautiful cruise and meet up with some beautiful people like Teresa that I have met online, but actually got to say hello to in person, which was just beautiful. And would have liked to have spent more time with a lot more of the people, but not been able to get around, and had my walker. It was a bit harder to do that this time, but I'm hoping Brisbane for the Stampin' Up convention, or on stage I should say, I won't need a walker. Keeping my fingers crossed. So thank you everyone. Congratulations to everyone that won a bonus gift today. Don't forget to take a selfie if you won a bonus gift through like your prize patrol, through your open packages. Congratulations. Love to see them hang on to your Christmas tree. They're just beautiful. Or you can use them as a gift tag on a present. They're just absolutely gorgeous. They're made out of wood. They're just beautiful. I will hold up the card again, Tanya, for you. There you go, darling. So we have made 2 cards today and a little treat bag, and those that purchase the kit, only if you purchase the kit, you'll get the other templates for all the other bag sizes that I do. That's the perks of having the kit. And everything cut up for you, ready to go, which is really good. How's that, Tan? Pretty good? That's so good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I have had so much fun. We started at 1 o'clock and it's nearly 3:30, and it's been a lot of fun. And I love doing the cards individually. as a class, because that way, if you want to go back and look for card number 2 or card number 3, you don't have to go through a whole lot. You just need to look for it and it will be there for you. Don't forget, after 30 days, all the videos will be moved over to YouTube and onto my blog, for the simple reason is Facebook now delete them after 30 days. You wouldn't have made every card today. We only made 3 today. 3 cards today. Oh, 2 cards in a bag today. Next week on Sunday, hi Sue, good to see you. You will do the next 3 cards, okay? And then we'll do the next 3 cards, not on the 16th, because that's my great-granddaughter's first birthday and I'll be out celebrating with my little Hazel. And then we'll do the last 2 months, 2 weeks, last 2 Sundays, I should say, of the month, okay? Now get your names down if you would like to join. Send me a message. Number 3 today is this card here. So it's Project 3, card number 2, okay? Project 3, card number 2. So we did card number 1, we did bonus bag, and then we did Project 3, which is your project, but it was card number 2, okay, because we did 2 cards today, okay? So I hope you all love that. Go back and rewatch the video. This is called shadowing, and it's a really beautiful way of shadowing or focusing on the background. So you could have black behind it, you could have blues behind it, anything that you like. So thank you. Is there any more questions? Anyone got any more questions? If so, write them into the message. Oh, you've done the 3 today. Thank you, Tanya. We got that sorted out. I'm glad. Don't forget, you're welcome to share your cards on in the comments. Please don't share them on the full page, but share them in the comments under each group so everyone can see them, because some people might have different stamp sets, might not have the same. More than welcome to share them, but share them in the comment area so that we don't fill up all the video space, okay? God bless you all, and I will see you all Crafty Monday at 1 o'clock. Catch you then. Bye for now.